everybody, and welcome to today's Seniors Living Well. This is our fourth series of informational programs about all the services and programs and wonderful things that are available in Amador County for our seniors and the people who care about them. So stay tuned, because we're going to be giving a lot of information today, and you might want to have a pen and pencil handy. Last week we had a lot of information about about being safe. We had Sheriff Martin on talking about the Hidden Key program, and we had Al and Nicole from the ambulance company, and Debbie Lavely talking about Kit Carson and the things that they can provide if you kind of look ahead. And we ended up with Tanya Kraft and our very own Amador County Lifeline, which is a program of Amador-Tuolumne Community Center, Community Action Agency. Today we're going to focus on some fairly serious pre-planning, and I have with me Gwen Christeson. Hi, Gwen.
Hi,
thanks
there.
for coming across the street to visit with us
yes,
today.
good morning.
Gwen's an attorney, and you've been here in Amador County for...
It's 10 years now.
Wow.
February 1st, well, actually, we moved up here December 02, but I didn't open my law office here until February, so 10 years already.
10 years, that's amazing. You did a little pro bono work at the senior center when you first
I did when I
Yeah.
first started, and that was when I had one child, but now I
Right.
have three, so I
Oh, my
haven't
goodness.
I haven't been back to
You've been
donate
busy.
my pro bono hours just yet, but
Yeah,
I'm sure.
But you're doing a lot of really good things for seniors in the county. You've opened a legal center here in Jackson, and there's a lot of stuff going on there.
There is.
Tell us about it.
Well, my husband and I had the opportunity to buy that building in foreclosure, and so we spent a lot of months fixing it up and getting everything ready. And the first design just had a conference room and an office for me. And I kept telling him, I need a seminar room. Because I found when I was out in the community, either talking on TSPN or giving a presentation to Rotary or AAUW, that when I was out talking to people about some of these issues, I was giving them the resources they needed. And so when I changed the company to the Estate Planning Law Center, I wanted to be a law center and to be a resource center. And so fortunately for me, my husband was all in it, and he built a beautiful conference room and seminar room. And so I have about 15 seats available, and so we do have people call and reserve a seat, but we squeeze them in. In January we had a great class at 17 people came to, so we just made sure we had extra room.
Well, that's wonderful.
And so I've just opened it up, basically focusing on financial and legal issues, and teaching just a number of these free seminars. They usually last about 30 minutes, but we are, the guest speaker or myself, were there afterwards to answer any questions, so sometimes they go a little bit longer.
So you have a whole schedule of events here. Maybe you can talk a little about the variety of classes that you're holding.
Well, and this right now, this is our spring guide. This is what we've done with the seminar schedule is I've broken it down into quarters. And so we had our winter series, and this is now our spring series. And so spring covers April, May, and June. And I offer, there's quite a few classes I offer every quarter.
Look at all these classes here.
Well, I'll go through them with you. For example, we've missed April 18th, but Daenerys came in April, and they'll come again. This is the second time they've come for the seminar series, and I asked them to help people think about pre-planning their funeral, because when I'm working with an executor or trustee, the funeral expenses are very high, and there's so much you can do ahead of time to keep costs down.
Right.
And so it's just a great opportunity to remind my clients and the public that they need to plan ahead, because I found, and you'll see this with the class schedule, even though I was drafting wills and trusts for people and getting them ready for the legal part of it, there's so much more they can do to be ready. Pre-planning funeral is one of them. The other class that we look at is the estate organizer, and that's actually coming up at the end of June.
Okay.
And for this schedule, we have them at my lobby. We have them in Ledger Dispatch. It's actually on the website as well. And so if anyone is looking, and I'll send you some home today for the
I'd like
senior
to
center.
have some at the center. That'd be great.
But the estate organizer reminds people to be organized and to pull documents together. We make sure they have all the documents they need for an estate plan, but we also make sure they have insurance. We also make sure that they have pre-planned funeral. There's so much they can do to communicate to their loved ones, and that class is just a great introductory class. Sometimes it overwhelms people. They think, oh my goodness, there's too much to do.
Yeah.
And then I'll see them a week or two later and they say, well, I haven't filled it out yet. But the important thing is just giving them that knowledge so that they know how much they can do to get ready. And there's the procrastinators. They don't want to even touch it. But if you think about your children or your beneficiaries and loved ones, the more prepared you are, the easier it is for everybody.
Much simpler. Yeah. I actually bought a book called What You Need to Know When I'm Gone.
Okay.
And my daughter saw it on my bookshelf when she came, and she goes, Mom, is there something you're not telling me? And I said, no, these are the things that you're going to be glad that you will know. And it's a very great book, and that sounds like a great seminar.
Well, and this week we actually have a great class for seniors.
Yeah, and it's Older Americans Month. So what are you doing for seniors?
Well, one thing, and you're familiar with this guide, the State Bar of California presents the Seniors in the Law Guide, and this is a great publication. The full 10 years I've been up here, I've always ordered these and given them out, because what happens with seniors, we do define it 65 and older.
I was just going to say, and what are we calling seniors these days?
But I also recommend this guide for anybody who is taking care of a senior, because this is just packed full of resources. The class on Friday, I go through and introduce the guide to them, and they take a guide home. But it's a great resource. I always tell people to flip here to the back, because there's a full page of company names, AARP and DMV and things like that. It has their phone numbers and their websites.
Yeah. So we'll just hold this up. We can't really get
you can't close in, but
yeah, it's a lot of information.
You can see just that page alone gives you all the information you need at your fingertips. And so it's just very helpful for seniors to have all that information.
And there's not just, for all of you that are going, but I don't use a computer, there's not just websites, there's 800 numbers too.
There is.
And that can be very more non-threatening for some of our seniors. So you'll go through, we give this guide out when someone has a legal appointment, but you'll be going through it sort of section by section and talking to people?
Because the important thing about resources is making sure people know where to get the information that they need. And this guide covers wills and trusts, which is my specialty, but it also covers raising your grandchildren. It also covers, there is an introductory section on Medi-Cal. And what happens with Medi-Cal is there's a lot of confused people. And they don't know about Medi-Cal eligibility. They don't know how it works with estate planning. And so there's a section here informing people about Medi-Cal. There's also a section on elder abuse. Unfortunately, seniors are victims and targets for elder abuse scams. There's a number of resources here to help elders understand what they can do to protect themselves from those companies and individuals.
And that's great that you're sitting in a room with 15 or 17 or however many people you get
Sometimes two. We still have the class.
Well, the class, it's at 9 o'clock in the morning, which is really perfect for seniors because, they tend to get up early and they can show up at 9 and then they can come over to the senior center and have lunch. So.
Exactly. Well, and with my class schedule, they are all different times. Some classes are at noon, some classes are at 4 o'clock. So it just depends on the day and time. There's just a number of classes. Even with my specialty, I help people with estate planning, and so we have a duties of trustee class to help trustees know and executors know ahead of time what they're going to need to do for the estate.
So it's not just the seniors that really should be picking up these and looking, because I'm thinking this estate organizer, that would be something that a lot of our caregivers who are taking care of their parents could benefit from, because you can start the conversation with your parents about, I'm trying to get this organized, and sometimes it's hard to ask for that information, and if you have something like that to start with.
Well, and also children can be a good example. As soon as you have a child, it's a recommendation to have a trust in place. Anytime you have a blended family, his, hers, and ours, it's a great opportunity to have a trust in place. So at any age, in fact, California law allows you to write a will at 18. So at any age, you can start getting
You cover
ready.
the whole gamut. So, Gwen, with you have a law practice too. You're not just like educating the community, but you have clients. And are you accepting new clients?
I am. Right now, we are booking out about 2 to 3 weeks, and so I am reminding people if they want to see me before they go on their summer trip, they better call soon.
Right. And where would they call?
Well, our phone number is 223-7625, but they can always pop in on Main Street and make an appointment with my receptionist. We're located right in between Swenson's and the radio station. So a lot of my clients like to come visit me and then go to the kitchen store and go buy some new shoes.
Right. Stop by and say hi to Jim and Lucy or whatever. So, okay, well, Gwen, thank you so much for being here today. And don't forget, it's this Friday at 9 o'clock at the Estate Legal Planning Center.
The Estate Planning Law Center.
The Estate Planning Law Center, and it's free. So
and they can call and reserve a seat.
All right.
And we'll be ready.
So you could call and reserve a seat. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about some more pre-planning and a few other things when we come back from the break.